thedavidknightshow.com is where you'll find the links. We got live streams, we got podcasts, and we have video, and then we also cut out different things from the video. So all those different places where you can find us are all listed. As a matter of fact, that's the only thing the website is right now. It's just a splash page of links.
Yes, I really agree with a lot of things, a lot of your message, and I appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Peter.
Especially the religious stuff. I mean, so important for, at least for the morals, that have to come somewhere, biblically based.
That's right. Yeah, the foundation of this country was based on Christian principles because most of the people in the country were Christian, so it just naturally expressed itself. And they were looking for leaders who reflected that.
Yeah, in some ways they're better educated.
It doesn't matter. People can go back and they can cherry pick different aspects of different politicians. They Thomas Jefferson was not really Christian, and so it doesn't matter whether Jefferson was Christian. He lived in the Christian culture, right? And he expressed that, and he communicated that, and the people that he was ruling over, he was immersed in it. It was a part of the culture, whether whatever his personal relationship with God was. We don't know, to judge that from this point. But America was a Christian country, and all of the different things that have established our limited government was based on the idea that we're fallen individuals, like Madison said, because we're not angels. We can't rule over. We have to have government to some degree, but then because the people who are running the government are not angels either, you have to watch them as well. So this distrust of government is based on an understanding that we're fallen human beings. That's a fundamental Christian idea, and that we cannot trust these people. We can't set them up on a pedestal and say, well, it's okay because Trump's in control. Everything's all right, right? We can't do that. So, we have to hold them to principles, and we have to understand that any individual, and all of us do, we all make mistakes. We all have other motivations that are going to inform us. And so that's really the core of America, is based on that kind of understanding of humanity.
It seems like there's one of the fundamental differences between kind of the progressives at this point and the right is the fact that they say people are born perfect, and it's because government or society ruins it for everybody. Society's to blame because they're not successful, right?
That's right.
And there's something
no individual accountability. And they also want to see everybody as groups. I mean, that's the whole thing about this intersectionality, right? I'm going to figure out what groups you're in. So I'm going to check all these different boxes. Some of the boxes are good, some of the boxes are bad. So I'm going to give you a rating based on which groups you're in, not you as an individual. I'm not going to look at you as an individual at all. It's just going to be what groups is he in.
There's a privilege hierarchy with that too, right?
We all know this is all divide and conquer. Everything that is going on has been engineered division at every level.
That's right.
Religious,
even the vaccination
political,
stuff.
And now vaccination. Everything is divide and conquer. So we fight each other rather than unify and look at really running this thing.
That's right.
We're looking at each other rather than looking at.
That's right.
Pulling our strings.
That's right.
And we need to wake up to that, or it's a done deal. It's over.
That's right.
We need to wake up. Yeah. And the only way to do it is not political. We got to bring the left and the right somehow together to make this all work.
That's right.
And that's what they're doing, is they're polarizing everybody against each other. We need to find a way to bring it all together.
That's right.
And I think this is a good representation, because I know there's people here that are not on the far right or the far left, but we got a combination of everybody.
Well, there's a pastor, Body Bacham.
Next time.
The pastor, Body Bacham, is black, and he just wrote a book called Fault Lines. And he said, because you guys, recently you had a black lady who worked at a Christian university said, God help me to hate white people, right? Well, he's saying, what we have to understand, and this is the Christian message, is that, we all have things that have been done bad to us. We also understand we've done bad things to other people, right? The Christian message is that's the universal situation of all people, that Christ brings us together and unites us. And so that is the key thing that is going to unite us. It's not going because everything else that we're doing here politically, red, blue, black, white, vaccinated, unvaccinated, that's all to divide us. But if we can look past that and that message of forgiveness and of unity, where you take away these divisions, that's really what we have to have. And we've got to have people of principle that are going to stand up to that, but also to erase all of these hurts that we feel from each other, that we've imposed on each other, And so, I think that's really the thing.
We need to start looking at people as people and not.
It's an honor to meet you, sir. And
thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Like I said, I know you got to take off, but
if you have any questions about homeschooling, just send it to me, email. But but look at HSLDA. They'll tell you what the requirements are here in New York. But if we can help you with anything,
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Also, it's an honor meeting you. Have a safe trip back home.
thank you.
Take care.
All right. Okay.
But, I lost my train of thought a little bit here. But yeah, if we can start like looking at people as just people,
Yeah.
and not this, that's a white person, that's a black person, that's a yellow person.
Right.
We're just people.
But you notice they don't want to do that.
No,
Everything,
I noticed that.
yeah,
Yes.
everything
For
is
years
about
I've noticed that.
eradicating the individual,
Yes.
right? Everything is about eradicating the individual and focusing only on groupism, right?
Groups, putting everybody in a box.
That's
Everybody
right.
they want everybody in a box divided.
Yeah.
Even though like when you fill out a job application, they need to find out what your race is. Why?
Yeah.
Why does that matter? I'm a human being.
Well, it's gotten
You're
so
gonna hire me.
ridiculous.
Hire me on my qualifications, not my skin color.
It's gotten so ridiculous now that they're not even going to have SAT scores for college admission, right? Because merit and all that kind of stuff's got to be eradicated. It's simply going to go with identity politics and filling in the boxes and stuff. I mean, it's
Mr. Knight, to listen to. I have to ask you, what is your personal definitive point as far as a point of no return with this? Because I fear I'm not afraid. I come from a long line of patriots, but we're back to the Revolutionary War, and I'll die a patriot in this country. Do you think there's a definitive line? Do you think it's the passport, and if that's crossed, if they get into our finances, if they get
well, I think we're getting pretty close to a lot of different lines.